This week I'm not really teaching lessons. I'm just going to go over some stuff um, and explain what's going on. Okay, so here's Google Classroom. Okay, what's going on our last week of school of 2020? Okay, first we'll start with the Excel test. You might say, what is the deal there, Mr. Rio? What's up? Remember when you guys took the pre-test? Well, this is the same thing, except now it's an actual test. But it's not hard. You already know what it is. Even though the notes already were posted before, I put them here too, so you know where you can find them right away. So look over the notes. Quite frankly, you could use them on the test, but it should be all stuff you know anyway. And then you're going to go through, open it up, fill in the answers. It's not a Google form. You know, you already did the pre-test, so you know what it is. And you're going to put it in. Hopefully, you get most or all of them correct. And it's worth 40 points, so it's pretty easy points. Then I need that for data. They want us to have some data, some stuff we do in here where there's like a pre-test and a post-test. You've probably done this in other classes before. And then we're supposed to have some data that hopefully you learn something. Okay. So that's the point of that, but it's pretty easy points. And that's all we're doing to wrap up Excel. There's no new workbook this week, nothing like that. We did the assignments I wanted to cover. Now, if this was a normal year and we were in school every day, 5 days a week, yes, we would have done probably, about twice as much Excel stuff. But because of the situation, I figured this is probably going to work good. Now, the rest of the other three things on here are pretty easy. So you got an easy week. You have, let's see, I'll start with the bottom here. Hour of Code. What is the Hour of Code? They started this program called Hour of Code about, I don't know, 7 years ago. So I think your intro video goes back a few years, but that's no big deal because it wouldn't change. If they made a brand new one, it'd be the same thing they'd be talking about. So what Hour of Code is this? They promoted trying to get as many students as possible, not just in the US, but all over the world, to try a little bit of computer coding because there's a lot of jobs and a lot of need for coders out there. And starting with people young of any age, elementary, middle school, high school, the idea is that let's get them do something with coding so they get a little idea what it is and be aware of it. Okay. Now, for some people, they just might want to do a little coding here and there for fun or for a hobby or to see how it works. For other people, if they think it's something you want to go into for a career, there are a lot of great jobs out there. And you can, depending how good you are and how much you know and what type of coding you do, you can make huge amounts of money. But the catch is learning the skills. You might say, how do I learn these skills, Mr. Rio? Quite frankly, the tech companies, when they hire somebody to do coding, they're not real picky how you learn the skills. If you go get a degree somewhere, great. If you teach yourself and get experience working at other companies first, that's another way. One way or the other, they want you to make sure you know how to do it. And you might say, what is coding? Well, there's different types of coding. If you go into web design, like I teach, which you can take my web design class after you take this class, I'll cover things like HTML and CSS and JavaScript a little bit. And you'll see how that works. That's for web coding. Then if you want to write software like for apps or for video games or for whatever, someone had to write all the Google software, someone had to write all the Microsoft software, someone has to write all the Apple software. That's where you can, really make a lot of money if you can do that kind of stuff. So there's different programming languages you learn. I took a few programming classes in college. So all Hour of Code does is just get you a little introduction. You watch this 2-minute video so you get an idea what it's about. You go to this website here. You don't have to set up an account or anything. You click on activities. I have these directions in there. And then they have by grade level. Now I recommend doing grades 9 plus. If for some reason you think you might struggle a little bit, you can always go to grade 6, 8, but most of you should be fine with 9 plus. So if you click on 9 plus, you can go through and they're almost like games. Okay, you go through here and there's one based on Minecraft. And if you do this, you can, then at the end of it, most of them end with a certificate. So if you do get a certificate, you know, for doing your hour of code and getting through one of these. You can download it. It just downloads a PDF file, and you can submit that for your assignment. So in other words, that's it. You submit that, shows proof that you did it, and that's fine. Occasionally, you may, whatever reason, there isn't a certificate at the end, or you're not sure how to download it, or something goes wrong. You can just open up a Google Doc, write down which one you did. And I got some stuff in the directions about writing a little summary about it and a little opinion about it. So, so that's another option to submit. It's not hard to do. Now, if you start one of these, let's say you're looking at this and like, I don't know which one I want to do. And you click on it and you start it, go 5 minutes or so into it, and you decide, no, this one's not for me. You can always back out and try a different one. But in the past, I've done this in class pretty much every year, and the students really liked it. And they tend to find one that they liked, and they got through it with no problem whatsoever. Most of them download the certificate. Some of them wrote a little kind of summary opinion of it. So I think you'll like this. Okay. Plus, you're getting a little introduction to coding. Now, do you actually have to learn real code? In most of the cases, they have this kind of workaround code. It's hard to explain right now. It's kind of like puzzle pieces, but it'll explain a bit how it works, and you'll try it out and figure it out. It's not hard at all. So that's our code. That's one of the things that we're doing this week. Okay. So we got our code, we got the Excel test, and the other two are just TED Talks. That's it. Just 2 TED Talks. They're not hard. They're not long. This one here, it's actually 2 little mini TED Talks. One's only 4 minutes, and one's 12 minutes. So combined, it's 16 minutes. And these are 2 different app developers. One is a 12-year-old app developer, and one is a guy from South Africa. So you can look at those 2. They count as like one video. So you watch both of them, and then you do one assignment. You don't do an assignment for each. You do one assignment that's based on both. And there's directions here. It won't take you long at all. It'll take you less than an hour to watch the videos, and probably less than 45 minutes and do the assignment. Okay. And then the last one is this one here, which is pretty interesting. It's another TED Talk about all your devices can be hacked. And it talks about everything, you know, phones, computers, if you have a car, medical devices that use computer technology. So it's just so you're aware of some of these things out there. I looked at quite a few hacker-related videos that are on TED Talks, and they got all different ones out there. So if that interests you at all, and a lot of people think hackers is only as bad people trying to steal stuff, but there's a lot of good hackers out there too, and it's part of the computer networking internet world. And most hackers probably are honorable hackers. In other words, if they find something, a problem out there, they'll notify companies or people and say, hey, by the way, you know, you got this security hole in your system, and you know, I didn't go in it, but I want you to know it's there. I saw it somewhere on the web. But there are ones who are obviously bad, who steal information and do bad things. So this is just one video relating to hacking, but there's a lot of good ones out there if you're interested. So you got 2 little TED Talks. You got the Excel test, which only take a matter of probably 10 minutes to do. You got the hour of code, which is usually quite a popular thing we do in our class. It's almost like learning a game in a way. And that's it. So what am I going to be doing here all week on these Zooms? I have to do office type hours. I say office hours. I have to do something Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. I'm not sure if they care about Friday, but I'll probably log in anyway if anybody's got a question or a problem. So basically, I'm treating today as the introduction to the assignments. Thursday be a good day to like follow up if anyone's got questions or problems, or if I hear of anything, I'll bring up and share. And Tuesday, tomorrow, and Friday will be more like office hours. If you got questions, it doesn't have to even be about this week. It could be about anything. You got problems, anything like that. That'd be good to check in tomorrow. If you don't have any questions or problems or anything, quite frankly, you probably don't need to come on Tuesday and Friday. You might want to check in Thursday if you don't have everything done in case something came up or some problem emerged. But you can always watch the recording too if you miss it live. So that's pretty much it here. I'm going to stop sharing this here. I don't know if anybody has any questions here about any of the assignments. It's a pretty easy week. You could probably do it all in 2 hours, if that. And then that's it. If you're all caught up, then enjoy your 2 weeks after this week. And if you're not all caught up, not only catch up this week, but you got that 2 weeks to catch up too. When we come back, it's going to go real fast. It's less than 2 weeks. We'll be wrapping up, and I'll have more information that week. Okay. Any questions or anything, anybody?
I have a question for Zane. What's your favorite meal at the Krusty Krab?
I heard Krusty
Sorry,
Krab.
sorry.
Where is that? Is that a restaurant?
It's the SpongeBob world because that's his background.
SpongeBob. Yeah, he must be a big SpongeBob fan. So, okay. Well, you guys can contact each other and have some interesting discussions on this. But I'm going to wrap this here up for today, unless you got a question relating to this class. You guys have a great day and knock out the assignments. The sooner the better, and then your vacation will start sooner. Okay? So take care, everybody.